You know, we know this is going to be an election about big things, right? We've got big economic problems, what to do about entitlements, a closely divided Supreme Court. We've got, in the second hour, we'll talk about what North Korea is doing, what's happening in Syria. But what transfixed us this week was a comment, Jean, by a Democratic strategist with some ties to the White House, not really close ties to the White House. What did she say that kind of caught everyone's attention this week?
Well, the strategist is Hilary Rosen, who, in full disclosure, I know Hilary, and she's an articulate, very articulate speaker about the Democratic policy, and she missed the mark.
What did she say?
What she said was that Ann Romney, Mitt Romney's wife, had never worked a day in her life, which then the Romney campaign immediately responded, pointing out that she chose to be a stay-at-home mom and had raised 5 children, and that indeed is a lot of work. And virtually the entire world came to Ann Romney's defense, including the president, including the First Lady, including the Democratic National Committee, including David Axelrod out in Chicago at the Obama-Biden re-election headquarters. So everyone has agreed that indeed raising 5 children, raising 1 child is actually hard work. Hilary Rosen tried to clarify what she was talking about, and that is the choices that are faced by women who don't have the luxury of making a choice between job and stay at home. But there was no fixing it. It was off the mark, and I think the Romney campaign used it very effectively to change the conversation, to elevate Ann Romney in a way that's good for his campaign. Her response was measured. She didn't counterattack. She just defended herself and in fact said something nice about Hilary Rosen raising her own child. And so I think all in all, the Romney campaign pivoted in a way that we haven't often seen their campaign. They were pretty adroit and they took good advantage of the situation.
Susan, I agree with that, and I think the deftness that Ann Romney showed is a reflection of what an asset she is to Mitt Romney. The understatement was a huge benefit for her. I think everyone around this table can stipulate that raising children is hard work, and that is a reflection of how this was one of those moments. It was kind of like, remember when Hillary Clinton in 1992 said, I could have stayed home and made tea and served cookies. That was the kind of thing that clanged with large segments of the kind of voters that both of these candidates need to win the election.
Yeah, it seemed disrespectful, I think, and women make all kinds of choices, so do men, but it seems like everybody should be treated with respect.
And we should note why Romney reacted so quickly, and that is the polls show a very large 18-point gender gap between Barack Obama and the Romney campaign, and they do need to shrink that.